Hey everyone, it's Tiberius, the queer and confused crafter. Fun fact, before this started, I congratulated myself on having a good non-chaotic tutorial, and then I realized my mic was off the entire time, so I'm dubbing over this. Anyway, today we're going to make some of this nice, cute circle ephemera. I found it off Pinterest, and I can't remember the original creator's name, uh, but if you do know the original creator, if you could let me know in the comments so I can give them credit, that would be awesome of you. But we're going to be working with our scraps. I have my Dapper Scrapper box out today. And what you're going to need is some paper. It can be any type of paper. I'm just using white printer paper here. And I'm using this circle cutter that I got off Temu. You can easily use a circle punch. I got this off Temu and I thought it was going to be a great purchase. I regret it, but I don't regret it at the same time because it can get big circles. I have it set to 10 centimeters, which is the smallest size that this will cut. Um, it does the job, but I need a circle punch. Now what you do is you hold it down and you move the stem part around it. And I don't think it matters if you go clockwise or counterclockwise. I'm just right-handed, so I go which way is natural feeling for me. And it cuts a circle perfect every time, just about. And then you're going to take a book page, and my book pages have paint splattered on them because I use them when I'm painting to catch the paint as it falls from my canvas. So I get interesting effects like this. And then I use them later for various ephemera. And I just think it looks really cool. And we're going to cut a circle out of that. And the thing about the circle cutter is this page is a little wrinkly. And it's kind of hard to cut a circle out of it when it's wrinkly. You can tell it's snagging a little bit here. And so you're going to have to try to flatten the paper to the best of your abilities. But at the same time, for this particular craft, it doesn't matter if it's a little ragged on some of the ends because we don't need it to be perfect. And it's okay if it comes out a little rough. And there's your circle. Save the scraps. Next, we're going to be getting out my Scrapper Dapper box, and I'm just using the strips. I have loads of other scraps, but for this project, we just need the strips. And I'm just picking strips at random here. If you want to coordinate something along with your paper, and you don't even have to use paper that's been stained with paint. You can just use a book page. You could use some cardstock you have. Really, it doesn't matter. This is just how I like to do it because I feel like it. I'm just trying to use scraps, pretty much, and that's the scrap paper that I have that's big enough to cut circles out of. And what we're gonna do is we're going to lay it flush with the circle so there's no white showing. And we're gonna pattern it how we like. And that's just what I'm doing here is I'm just placing it to see how it looks and to see how many strips more I need. And it doesn't matter if the strips are different sizes unless you want it to matter that the strips are different sizes. Like I said, this is your project. It's up to you. I like the wild strips of different sizes. This isn't meant to be like a perfect project because, again, it's just your scraps. And it doesn't matter the different types of paper you're using, because some of this paper is cardstock, some of it's wrapping paper, some of it's just like origami paper. I think some of it just feels like printer paper. I don't know the weights of paper. I got a little finicky at the last one because I wanted something that went with the rest of it. And I did end up reordering it, so it looked more balanced. I wanted my warms and my cools to kind of balance a bit, so I didn't have too many warms in one place. And for those of you that don't know, your warm colors are your yellows, your reds, and I don't remember if it's brown or not. I think brown might be in a category of its own. I think brown is a warm color. I think it just depends on the shade of brown. Um, but and your cool tones are your greens, your blues, your purples. Um, I don't know if you can hear that, but they're mowing outside. I tried to catch them before they started mowing, but because of forgetting my microphone, that ended up not happening. Now we're just gluing down the circle. And be careful not to glue your table, because it's very hard to pick up all the strips if you get glue on your table. And I'm using the Craft Bond Extra Strength Elmer's glue stick for this. It's my favorite glue stick that I've found so far. It goes on real smooth. I really like it. I also haven't really tried many other glue sticks. I've tried like the Dollar Tree glue sticks, and then I've tried the purple Elmer's glue, and I don't like either of those. If anybody has any glue recommendations, please let me know down in the comments. Make sure you put them close together so you're not exposing any white. I suppose if you do, it's not the end of the world, but I didn't want any white showing in mine. And I wanted to make sure I got it real flat and smooth. Um, but yeah, I'm still really irritated. I know I keep mentioning it, but I'm really irritated that I did not have my microphone on, because I bragged on myself for having my life together and not for once having a chaotic tutorial. Um, and then I realized my mic wasn't on the entire time. Uh, just the entire time, and now I have to dub over it. And I'm getting close to the time when my neighbor's kids get home. They're mowing the lawn, and it's hopefully I get this dub over with by the time they come home from school, or right before they come home from school. Fingers crossed. Next, we're just gonna cut out around the circle. Um, and it's okay if you don't get it perfect. Nobody's perfect, and I think it gives the ephemera character when you don't get it perfect. And these can be used for like a number of things. You could turn this into a tag, just punch a hole in it. You could use it as a little corner tuck, a little pocket, or you could just glue it straight to the page and it just be a page decoration. You can use it for all kinds of things. The sky's the limit. And we're just cutting. Also, I want to reiterate, as I have so many times, that I'll probably never have a non-chaotic craft tutorial. Today is proof of that. But once again, I'm the queer and confused crafter. I'm not confused because I'm queer. I'm confused because I have no idea what's going on at any point in time at this point in my life. Because I was so excited. I was like, "Oh, I got this perfect." This is just going to be the monologue throughout this whole video is damn it, why didn't I have my microphone on? All right, now that we've got all the strips glued and paste on, we're going to take that book page that we made and we're going to tear it in half. Now you can cut it in half. I just like the look of it torn. And now I'm going to ink it. And someone recently gave me a bunch of inks, and it takes me like 20 minutes, I swear, to figure out what ink to use. I ended up going first with Vintage Photo, Distress Oxide, not Distress Oxide ink, but the Distress ink, the Tim Holtz. Um, I ended up not liking the look of it, and then I ended up going with Walnut, same brand. I've been using cosmetic sponges to put my ink on the pages. I imagine daubers are probably like a million times easier. I just can't afford them right now. Because last time I looked on Amazon, they're like $7 for one, and that just seems a little ridiculous to me. Um, so maybe somebody will be nice and get me some as a present. But for now, I'm okay with using the sponges because they're doing good enough. But I feel like the daubers would probably do better because these smear a lot. And these are getting a little bit more on the paper than I would like them to. Or maybe my technique is just wrong. You know, honestly, I don't know. I don't think anything in crafting is wrong necessarily. You know, the whole Bob Ross method or saying there's no mistakes, only happy accidents. Uh so so I don't think there's anything wrong you can do when you're crafting. Uh just sometimes things come out better than other things. But I like the way the circle came out. Um in hindsight, I wish I had have used like a green to ink the sides with instead of the brown, because the brown made it look a little more dingy than I would have liked. And I think it could have used a bigger pop of color than the brown. But it did give it nice dimension, which I think is good. Um the downside to using cosmetic sponges is they get on your fingers a lot easier than I imagine daubers would. I don't know because I've never used a dauber, but from the videos I have watched, they don't seem to get on your hands a whole lot. At least not as much as these sponges seem to. Um Now I'm just gluing down putting glue all over the side that I'm not using. Uh and I'm gluing down across, and you could do this the other way. You could do it diagonally or you could do it a little crooked. I just like the straight across look. There, like I keep saying, there's really no limits to this. Do whatever you think looks good. This is just what I found aesthetically pleasing. um and next we're gonna put some stickers on it, and I really felt like it needed something. It was a lot of color and a lot of pattern, so I felt like a good clear sticker would be good for it that had like a design. So I'm going to use one of my clear flower stickers, um which you'll see in a minute. I have no idea where I got them. I don't think I buy craft supplies. I think they just spawn in my room, in my craft room, that is. I also decided I wanted a bird on it, and this is me trying to figure out where I put my birds exactly. And I thought about a butterfly. I kind of wish I had done a butterfly instead, because I feel like it would have given it a little bit more color than the bird ended up giving it. Because it would, I mean, not give it more color, but it would have balanced the color more. Um, but yeah, I don't think I buy craft supplies. I think they just magically spawn inside of my craft room at this point in my life because I don't know where anything came from. I know a good portion came from Temu, uh because I did a couple months ago spend like $200 on Temu. Uh well, I didn't spend it. My partner bought me like $200 worth of stuff off Temu because she loves me very much. Um, but yeah, uh, I think maybe Amazon. I just kind of slowly purchase things because I don't have a lot of money. Uh, so I just purchase little things here and there and kind of build my stash. And I've been building the stash over the course of a few years now, which is why I have so many. I know I'm putting down that clear black sticker, which I kind of regretted. I know I say that a lot. I kind of regretted after I put it down because it was too dark. I feel like this whole piece came out a little darker than I wanted, but I feel like it's good for one of the journals that I am working on. That's a fairy journal. Um, like I feel like it'll go with the aesthetic of that one a lot better than it will the other journal I'm working on that you guys will see in a minute. And I feel like the bird did a lot to brighten it up. And there's a little letter in the bird's mouth that says a love note to you. And I felt like it needed some words to also brighten it up. And I chose All You Need Is Love because I felt like it went with the letter in the bird's mouth really well. And obviously, as you can see, I could not put it on straight. I'm sorry, you guys. I can't do anything straight. I'm mad about it. And that's how it turned out. I think it's all in all, now that I'm looking at it uh, a second time and not looking at it in person, I think it came out a lot cuter than my initial looking at it came out. But I still think it would get better in my fairy journal than the journal I ended up using. Which the journal I ended up using is this that I'm pulling out here. It's a spring themed journal, which I hope I move it more into the camera. I need to like find a way to mark. Oh, I do move it more into the camera. Good. I need to find a way to mark my desk so I know what's going to be in the camera and what's not. I'm just flipping open to a random page. This page is vellum, and that's just me deciding which page I want to use. I'm trying to leave people room to write, but I'm actually really bad about doing that in my journals. Especially this one, because I want it really full. And I'm turning it into a little pocket. And I recently invested in some Fabrifix, but the nozzle like broke off in my bag and glue got everywhere and I lost almost all of it. And luckily my partner went to the Dollar Tree for me, and that's where we got that nice little mustard bottle that we put the Fabrifix in. And I have a love-hate relationship with this glue. Like, it seems like it sometimes works, sometimes doesn't, and I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong, if I'm using too much, too little. Um, I think maybe I use too little here. Uh, or maybe it's the vellum that's doesn't want to stick to. Because vellum is a very plasticky kind of paper. So that could be it. Because I have had some success with it, but this is the heaviest thing I think I've ever tried to glue down to it. And I had to actually pull this off because I ended up not gluing it enough on one side. It also kept coming up on the bottom, so I think I didn't put enough glue on it. And so I had to go back and fix that, which I was not super happy about. But I think it goes great right there. It says question, discover, and create on it. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. It's very pink and red, so it goes good with the spring theme. Um, yeah, this is when I think I realized I didn't put enough, and I flattened it the best I can. So if anyone's had this experience with vellum and Fabrifix, let me know so I can either avoid using vellum and Fabrifix or uh either that or just warn you guys that vellum and Fabrifix don't really mix very well. Um I went in a second time and I put more in, and it's still drying in my craft room. So I have to come back to it and let you guys know if it successfully worked or not. Um, but I had to put more on because it just didn't seem to adhere properly, and also I didn't have it high enough on one side. Um, to make a full pocket, so I had to redo that. And let's see what else. Um, it did seem to stick better the second time with the more glue and the added pressure to it. Um, so it did seem to stick better. So maybe I don't know. I have mixed feelings about Fabrifix. Let me know in the comments how you guys feel about Fabrifix because I recently joined some various Facebook groups, and a lot of crafters swear by Fabrifix or glitter glue. A lot of I need to invest in some glitter glue because a lot of crafters are swearing by Dollar Tree glitter glue as being really good. So I'm gonna try some of that next, I think. And just let me know your success with Fabrifix. This is me trying to put extra weight on it so it sticks better. And next I'm pulling out my pre-made ephemera, trying to find a good piece that goes and that will fit. Which turned out to be a little trickier than I thought because it's an interesting size. Like, it's perfect for a tag, but it's not any of the tag sizes that I had. Um, so I had to do a little bit of digging, but I've decided that I really like pre-making my ephemera just for occasions like this. So I don't have to like make a whole thing and make the video like 50 minutes long when it really does not need to be. Oh, this is a really cool one I made. It's a little peekaboo uh ephemera tag thing that I thought was really cool. It pulls out and it has a little thing on the back. Um I also made this uh made a couple things out of a playing card. This is a little playing card that I altered that has a really cute bear holding some flowers on the other side, which I realized was too small for that pocket. I need something a little taller. Next I find something that's absolutely perfect, but I tried to put it in before the glue dried all the way, so I had to take it back out. This says friends are like flowers, they bring color to your world. And I don't know what type of flower that is, but it has uh, a different type of flower on the back, care instructions, which I thought was really interesting. Um, but I think it's a nice piece of ephemera. I don't remember where I got it. I do know that I recently purchased a fairy ephemera kit from Cheaply Chic. Um, which that's a I don't know anything about the channel. I actually found out through another YouTube channel that I just don't remember the name of, and it was a really cute fairy pack, and I was like, well, I really need fairy ephemera right now, and it was a cute little book. I think I bought the last one. It was a cute little book. I tore it completely up because I needed it for my journal was just different, and I just needed some pieces from it. Um, but yeah, the glue was too wet, so I ended up putting it in the other thing. We're gonna be working on this journal for a while now because I decided to start a spring journal, even though it's almost summer now. So I'll probably be working on this for quite a while. We're gonna alternate between this and my fairy journal. Um, and yeah, this is just me complaining about Fabrifix right now, and it's taking forever to dry. Um, but yeah, this is me congratulating myself for a very successful vlog in which I made a thing and it was not chaotic, but turns out it was. Anyway, you guys can check me out on TikTok, Instagram, and Pinterest. Pinterest is the Queer and Confused Crafter, same as my YouTube. Same as in Instagram is the same. TikTok is the Quack. That's TheQACC. Um, I will link all of these down below. Uh, and yeah, this is pretty much just me bragging of how I did this so awesomely. God, I hate that I bragged. And, I think it's because I bragged. That's the reason my microphone wasn't on. It's because I bragged. It's totally it. Anyway, stay chaotic. Please, please like and subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Y'all have a good day.